Welcome to the skull half tank video. In this video we'll show you how to airbrush, render and add some flames to the half tank that we've got pictured here. It's already been prepped, painted black using urethane and cleared with 2-pack clear, wet sanded, ready for airbrushing. You'll notice I've transferred the design, sketched with a General's charcoal pencil, and now I'm going to begin to render the skulls. The first step is I use my white mix made up of SEM white pigment with about 60 to 70% reducer. I keep it fairly thin so that it doesn't tend to spit as much. I rendered all the bright areas first, so as bright as you can. Bring out the cheekbones, render the teeth, add the textures in, you'll see that in the eye socket there, and leaving the areas that are darkest so that you get a 3D appearance with just using white. It helps you when you start adding the next tone, and it also, by putting the textures in now, they will shine through, so it's always a good idea to do that now in the earlier steps, not just to wait for highlights at the end. You'll notice I've done the same with the second skull, so I've gone in again, rendered everything, referring back to my reference and just sort of bringing it to life. The first step with the flames is using a freehand shield from Mike Lavallee, the True Fire stencils that are available from Art Tool. I just render the flame with a white and blue mix because I'm going to have blue candy flames. So all I did was mix white with blue and just freehanded the flames on there. Once you've done the layer of flame and you're happy with it, just give it a light tack rag. And what I've done now is I've added a candy blue. This is De Beers blue. So basically just render over all of your flame, that whole layer, cover it nice and deep, as dark as you want to go with the candy. Don't worry too much about your overspray. Then tack rag it again and make sure that you put an intercoat clear over it before you go to the next step. The next step is I've gone back to white, using my freehand shield again. I've added a second layer of flame. I'm not going to have a great deal of layers with this project, but you can go as many as you like. Basically just, again, layering real freehand, have the flames coming out of the eye sockets from the bottom of the chin. Don't worry too much about your overspray, we'll clean that up. And then, yeah, once you've done that, tack rag it, and then we go on to the next step. The next step again is to apply candy blue over that layer. So I've done that now, and you can also see I've got my black brown mix. So it's a mix of SEM colours, and I've also mixed in the 740 PPG colour, which is a little bit browny, with the black plus a few drops of brown. Started to pull out all the details in the skull, all the texturing, the nose sockets, the eye sockets. Try not to just colour things in as a solid. Add the texture and feather out from your tone, so nice and sharp on the ends where it's got to be the darkest, blending back out. Now that both skulls have been rendered with your black-brown mix, you'll see that I've done the last layer of flame, which is only the highlights on just coming off the flame licks, and basically that just puts that 3D illusion that they are on fire and they're within the flames. I've also added bright white highlights to the skull just to finish it off and to give it that 3D appearance. Here you see the completed half tank clear coated and flow coated, and it's been mounted on one of our display stands.